Welcome on YouTube, it's your boy Click Man. You're tuned to Click React, and today we're gonna be looking at the top 10 most cringe moments of Love Is Blind, and this is from seasons 1 through 3. I believe it's three seasons right now, right? I just finished season 3, but don't really remember 1 and 2 that much, but I know there's some weird ass moments in that. Guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, turn on post notifications, drop a like, I really appreciate it, and let me know which one of these moments to you were the worst, man. We're just gonna get right into it as usual. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace. For me, it was one of the weirdest people I've ever seen. Like, I guess it's TV and, whatever it is, but his personality seems so strange. Honestly, he seemed like he was always on drugs to me.
Shane mistakes Natalie for Shayna.
You were my number one, so.
Really? You were my number one too.
The love triangle between Shane, Natalie, and Shayna unfolds
I wonder if they're
in
still
the first
together.
episode of the second season. While many of Shane's comments are cringy, it seems like Natalie brings out a more genuine side of him.
Hi.
Who am I talking to?
I don't know. Take a guess.
No, Shayna, there we go.
What?
We feel pretty hopeful about their
That shit was
relationship until
funny.
the very end of the episode.
That shit was
when
funny,
the
man.
coffee
Oh,
pod dater
Shayna.
calls his date by the wrong name.
Oh, that's what I was hoping for.
What?
What are you wearing over there?
Oh.
Hello?
Remember, this guy's a dummy because he didn't get confirmation. He just said, oh, Shane, that's what I was hoping for. Stupid.
Hello? Shayna, stop.
It's Natalie.
The mistake is an obvious misstep, but Shane's reaction after the fact makes the situation somehow worse. He immediately gets defensive and essentially blames the situation on Natalie.
Listen, if you think I'm a dick, I feel like that's kind of weird, no offense, but.
We're surprised the two got engaged at all because
were.
his attitude in this moment gets an immediate nope from us.
It was a
Number
strange
9,
man.
Damien and Gigi's intimate
I don't remember
fight.
this one.
Listen to me. Stop interrupting me. Please, for the love of God.
One of the more explosive couples from the show's earliest season is
Ah,
Damien
that's
and
why.
Giannina. Many of their fights are recorded, but this interaction is on another level.
Right now.
Their life in the bedroom. They get
What?
into the nitty-gritty about things like who initiates intimacy in their relationship.
You know how you tell me this is the best sex of your life?
Oh, shit. Don't
Have
tell
you
me she said
noticed
that it was the worst for her.
That I don't return the compliment?
For us,
Oh
hearing
my
about
God.
who's better in bed just crosses a line. There is such a thing as TMI,
That's a
even
little
on a
bit.
Netflix
That's a little bit
dating
rude
show.
still.
Thing that states differently is I've never initiated with you. You've always initiated it with me.
That's the problem. Thank you so much. Why? Why don't you initiate it?
Number 8. Shake
Oh,
compares
yeah,
Deepti
this-
to his aunt.
That was so weird for this. I think with the show, man, this is what I don't get. Maybe it's that you have to follow through if you decide to propose. But if you see a girl that reminds you of his aunt, it's kind of weird that you even still went along with it. To me, it's kind of strange. And it's just looking at him. I guess because he has money, he moves the way he does. But this guy was a waste man. Shake was a waste man.
Shake is a walking red flag. Yet
Shake was basically what they made Cole to be. Because I don't think Cole was that bad of a guy. I think Cole was immature as fuck. But Shake is a fucking loser.
he somehow manages to bag the sweet and beautiful Deepti while in the pods.
I think we're both ready to commit to each other and excited to just
Even how he was acting. Look how
connect
beat
with
he
you
looks.
on all-
He reminds me of Mr. Bean.
all these
Oh, you guys see that?
All these levels.
At first, it gives us hope that she can bring out the best in him. However, we lose faith when the veterinarian starts to compare his fiancée to an older female family member.
I'm not physically attracted to her. It feels like I'm with my aunt or something. Like,
Although he never directly says as much to Deepti,
All
he
that
does to
talking is
Jarrett
shit.
and Shane. Not being attracted to a person is fine, but the way
You
she
have to act like a
strings
you.
Deepti along
Yeah.
while undermining her attractiveness behind her
So
back is
stupid.
beyond. Bartice calls Raven a
Interesting.
smoke show. Although they connected in the pods, Bartice and Raven
guy's a
ultimately
waste
end
man,
up
too.
with different fiancés.
This guy, other than Brennan, the Brennan I didn't really have a problem with him for the first part of the show. I think he was a yes man, and I guess this is the first girl he got. So, he was dumb, and all he knows how to do is yes, yes, yes. Like, this guy was talking about converting to a religion, and he knew nothing about it. Like, you're a clown, brother. Like, have a backbone. But Bartice, it was Bartice first as the waste man of the show, and then him for me.
Hi, baby.
Hello?
So good. Love it.
Hi. Hi. How are you?
So when they meet face to face at an event with the other engaged couples, Bartice's reaction to seeing Raven for the first time is uncalled for.
Look at her. She's wearing the tight dress. She has a great body. beautiful smile, beautiful eyes. Of course she gets attention from guys.
He can't help but express his attraction to her in a way
And he says it like he compared himself to her like they would get the same amount of attention. No fucking way you would get the same amount of attention that Raven would get.
that does not bode well for his relationship with Nancy.
Raven's a baddie. Raven's 100% a smoke show.
In a confessional
Even him saying
setting
baddie
with the
sounds so
camera,
weird.
He has no filter in expressing his opinion. Later, in bed with his fiance, he first undermines
That was
Raven's
strange that
relationship
he
with
said that
SK,
to her.
then explains why he and the trainer would make a better couple.
I don't want to sound up saying this, but I think if it was me and Raven would be closer to here, just sitting on my lap.
Nancy isn't pleased, and neither are we.
I'd
Strange
love
you-
to see everybody for the first time. Raven's like the typical girl that I would go after in the real world. Like she came down, she wearing the tight clothes. I was like, okay, she's a fucking smoke show. She's hot as shit. I was like, okay.
Number 6,
Like,
Messica.
it was so weird that he said that to her.
Jessica is a mess.
I don't remember this girl.
tonight. Okay, a mess.
That's
One
the
of the
first
biggest
season.
players from season 1 is Jessica. She's the source of a lot of drama, mainly thanks to her pursuit of Matt Barnett despite his and her respective fiancés.
I'm gonna go after your dude. You and your dude, and I know you. I know you, baby. I know you.
She also spends much of the season
Poorly
with a
drunk.
drink in her hand, often indulging. With
As
a
I
solid
noticed.
career, a nice home, and an adorable pet dog, the then 34-year-old obviously had a lot going for her.
You never struck me as the person that would go for Amber. And it's
You told me that a couple
weird to see it
times.
all come together. I'm like,
You told me that a
holy
couple
shit.
times.
However, her behavior
Yo.
under the influence is insanely cringeworthy. Whether it's flirting with Barnett in front of his girl or sharing a sip of wine with her dog, we're not a fan of her actions while intoxicated. We still can't believe she responded to Amber's threats by kissing her on the mouth. Number 5. Shane being Shane.
Yeah, I
We're
think this guy is mostly the most hated. Oh, she's weird too. She was fucking weird.
Confused by Shane.
My mouth gets me in trouble. A lot.
His confidence borders on arrogance, which can get rather distasteful, but
I think it
most of the
borders.
time it's harmless. For instance, in the pods, he shows a weird amount of interest in what Shane is wearing, but she doesn't seem to mind.
What are you wearing over there right now? Give me your outfit details.
He can be sweet at times, like when he meets Natalie's parents. However, every time we start to come around to the reality star, he says
a waste
something
man.
weird.
Are you wearing that red dress for my mom?
Funny, weird, not funny, haha.
For your mom.
Why?
He's
4.
fucking weird.
Bartice and Nancy's intimate bathtub conversation. This pair's topic of discussion
Yeah, it was
is
weird.
not
This
what
conversation was weird as fuck. I remember he's such a waste man, bro. For a man that says he gets girls, it is odd the way he
you would
talks.
expect from a newly engaged couple.
Have you ever?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It wasn't him that said something weird. It was her. She was talking about taking a crap.
They spend their first evening together after the pods in the bath, a classic act of romance. However, the dreamy atmosphere goes right out the door when Nancy asks Bartice what he would do in a given toilet emergency.
Like, let's say you didn't have a plunger. What if you were at your friend's house and Dookie in the toilet? And then what do you use to unclog the toilet?
The question isn't completely hypothetical since Nancy
Strange.
reveals she's been in that situation before.
Like,
So that's what we're
if I
thinking
didn't have
about?
a plunger and there was a situation. I was like,
Although both are bathroom fixtures, we would think it preferable to keep talk of the ivory throne
Yeah, I don't
away
know.
from sexy bath time. Bartice and Nancy might be getting
Very
clean, but
strange.
we feel dirty.
I was like, let me just pretend this is a plunger and like let this shit go down, and it went down like butter.
Number 3. Matt gets aggressive.
Matt's a
A
weirdo
common
too.
trigger of the ick is dating red flags.
How was the little conversation with Cole at the pool party?
Matt's reaction to his fiancée having a conversation with another male cast member is as crimson a flag as they come. After
For
getting
sure.
engaged to different people and leaving the pods, Cole approaches Colleen.
Me
and
personally,
hints
I
that
wouldn't get
some
mad
liked-
at what she said in the conversation. I think the person here that is really at fault. This is when Cole was at fault. I think he was instigating something more. But at the same time, this is what the show is for, so it's kind of dumb.
flirtation.
For sure, like, you would be the person who I would go to in a bar. But,
I'd
like,
approach you in a bar too, by the way.
yeah.
We'd approach each other.
Yeah.
The ballerina reacts
they would've worked
politely,
better,
and the
too.
two end the
I do think
conversation
so.
on okay terms. Colleen's fiance Matt, however, is threatened by the interaction.
He's
He gets
insecure as
verbally
fuck.
aggressive with Colleen and follows her after she expresses a need for space, threatening to end the relationship.
Yeah, he looks
to get married.
crazy.
And for you to tell people that they're attractive people as an engaged woman, he's a cute guy, and in the real world, whatever happens, happens.
Like
right?
what? Nobody else is attractive because you're engaged? That's so dumb.
While there's an argument to be made for how she might have handled the interaction
Yes.
with Cole differently, Matt's domineering words and demeanor are nowhere near warranted or appropriate.
Because he knew she
Do
was
better,
soft.
Matt.
I'm fighting for you.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
It's your waist, man.
For you, Matt.
Jake asks about weight.
Bro, I don't think anything for the experience of the show, this might not have been proper because you're supposed to be getting to know somebody for their personality. But if you don't want somebody that looks a certain way, you should be okay to say that, and somebody should be able to look at him and be like, "Yo, you look like a fucking 60-year-old." They don't want you. You know what I'm saying?
I love buying clothes for girls.
But it is how he asks. He's a friggin' weirdo.
Yeah, what's your size?
Shake's first
What's your
impression on
size?
the show leaves a bad taste in our mouths.
Would you like working out?
Yeah, not a huge fan.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
Ooh, I get along best with individuals that do work out.
From the beginning of the experiment in the pods, he tries to not so subtly determine his date's body sizes. From asking about clothing to exercise habits, he uses many methods.
If we were to be at a music festival, do you
Yeah,
like
this was such a
being
stupid
on a
ass
guy's
way to
shoulders?
ask.
Yeah, you're up for the challenge. You can pick me up.
Yeah, but will I have trouble picking you up?
He fails to demonstrate growth throughout
So
the series
bad.
and justifies his poor behavior at the reunion. Together again with his castmates, the veterinarian doubles down on his perspective, justifying his superficial taste in women.
I'm a tell-all. I'm gonna say what everyone's thinking at home.
No one else is on his side, not even hosts Nick and Vanessa. Unfortunately, Shake never recovers from his bad vibe check.
Surely
His
would
love
have.
was not purely blind to me.
Great, but then that's why I said. All I said was you were on the wrong dating show.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Raven.
This one was my favorite. I think this should be up there. The reason why I think it's so funny is because obviously what she did was kind of fucked, but I think that we weren't seeing all the or hearing all the conversations, so that's why she didn't really fuck with this nigga, and that's why she proceeded to do jumping jacks while this guy was pouring his heart out. Because I think he's a clown, bro.
Exercises while Bartice opens up about his past. We're pretty sure this doesn't count as active listening.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's not even bad, but I see that was hard for you, so
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. While you do your jumping jacks.
This discussions about sexuality, this conversation makes us uncomfortable. It open and on Andrew's experiences. Although we appreciate open and honest discussions about sexuality,
I don't
this
remember this being
conversation
too
makes
bad.
us
Let me see.
uncomfortable.
The best sex that I've ever had has been transcendental.
Transcendental?
While on a pod date with Nancy,
remember him saying
Andrew
that. I
describes
just don't
his past
remember.
intimate relationship with an older partner. He articulates his sexual experiences in a way that definitely qualifies as TMI, especially on a first date. Not to mention on camera.
So the girl that I dated in Bali, 41-year-old lady, she had a lot to teach me. A lot of that was around sex. That was my first experience doing orgasmic pleasure.
Andrew says it's Nancy who needs a teacher, but truthfully, we think it's he who could benefit
I mean,
from
I
a
think
lesson
he
in
would have been better
dating.
with
I think you
Nancy.
need a teacher or someone to sort of open your eyes to awaken you to this.
His display during the show's confessionals only affirms our
Seemed like she
opinions.
liked it, to be
After
honest.
being rejected by Nancy, Andrew uses eye drops to appear like he's crying over her.
I never thought I could care for someone that would bring me to tears.
The cast member's behavior is shady and gives off.
Yo, it's so funny to me that they allowed him to put eye drops in his eyes, and then they showed the behind the scenes of him doing the eye drops, and then airing it. That's actually kind of wicked. And who knows? They probably told him to do it, but yeah, man, I don't think that moment was the worst. His number one definitely shouldn't be number one for me, but I think it would be one of Brennan's yes man moments. It would be for me, where he's like, yeah, you're a bit like, siding with Alexa, like you don't have a brain of your own. But guys, let me know what you think, man. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.